as dawn breaks across the Great Dividing Range in Australia. The sun bathes the beautiful Cumberland Plains in golden light. A mass of different animals come out to start the day. This is spring and summer on the Cumberland in New South Wales, Australia. I'm Caveman Keys. Welcome to the Next Stop Wildlife Show Australia. On today, we're going to go down to the Western Sydney Parklands tracks and the Great West Walk. And the Great West Walk is an historic walk, heritage listed, and it runs from Toongabbie all the way out to the Blue Mountains. And there's a big story behind that, and we'll cover that as we go on with some of the other videos. But today, we're going to cover from Quakers Hill down to about Doonside on the Western Sydney Parklands track. So join us today on this epic adventures of mass proportions on the Cumberland. It should be an absolute Aussie bottler. So come with me, Keezy the Caveman and the Cumberland Nature Crew, and let's explore the beautiful Cumberland, one of the most critically endangered ecosystems in the world.
Our first stop on the Cumberland Express, Snake Alley, does not fail to disappoint. Here we have a beautiful red-bellied black snake coming out for the first rays of the day. Just one of many different animals to come out for the morning sun. And being a cold-blooded reptile, they need the sun to regulate their body temperature so that they can move about quick enough to hunt and also digest their prey. So the first stop, an absolute bottler out on Snake Alley, Nurragingy. And the red-bellied black snakes are quite prevalent in Nurragingy. There's quite a large mass of frogs and skinks, so they've got a really good food source down here in Nurragingy. As he makes his way back into his little hollow log, he's had enough sun for the moment. He'll probably return out in a little while and see if he can find any prey. And out he comes. So we'll sneak up a little bit closer and try to give you a nice close look at this guy. Such a beautiful sheen off the scales. They really are an amazing snake, the red-bellied black snake. So called for the beautiful red belly, and when they've just shed, they get an amazing blue sheen off the back there. Try not to get my shadow in the way there. So Snake Alley, a place that always turns it on down Nurragingy. It's an absolute ripper.
Bloke seems to be quite relaxed with me for the time being. Allow me to get in nice and close on this guy. It's beautiful. Magic red-bellied black snake out on the Cumberland. And yeah, nice and close to him now. It's a beautiful, beautiful snake. Oh, look at that, right over him almost. That's mad. Red-bellied black snake at the Cumberland. Off we go, find out what we've got on the next stop.
And I wouldn't suggest to anyone else to get in as close as I get when I film these red-bellied black snakes. I'll be making a bit of a move now, and it just goes to show to be aware that the snakes are quite close to the track sometimes, but don't fear the snakes because they're not an evil monster that's out to bite you. They actually are quite placid, especially the red-bellied black snake. They mean us no harm, these guys. They're very placid. So give them a wide berth and admire them from a distance, and you'll be more than safe with the red-bellied black snakes. The trick is just to give them a little bit of space out there. Okay, let's get out, find out what we've got in the next stop. First stop, an absolute cracker on the Cumberland. The red-bellied black snake of the Cumberland. And there's just a mad close-up to take you out to the next stop. So we'll head on down this way towards Kookaburra Foot Trail from Snake Alley, see if we can pick up any more reptiles. And what do you know, right down in front of us, a real nice thick red belly. Yeah, definitely well fed, this one here. And the combination of all of the different species of frogs and skinks, from water skinks down to the smaller garden skinks, and an abundance of different insects for the tiny newborn red-bellied black snakes. There's an abundance for these guys, and this one definitely got a lot of size and girth about the body. You can see there, quite a solid red belly, this one. And always close by cover, these guys too. In the morning sun, we've spotted buffhead here. There's a large male eastern water dragon. Oh, you give me the message, and probably give me a head bob here to assert his authority, because he's the boss of the pond, this guy. And you could see he actually puffed the throat out at me a little bit then. I'm not going to hurt you, mate. I'm just doing a little bit of filming. They're usually quite skittish, the eastern water dragons, but this guy is well used to me. Aren't you? No, he just lumbers over to the side of the track. Okay, we'll make our way past. And after many years of filming this guy, he's definitely got well used to me, and he provides me with some great entertainment and some great footage. Amazing large male eastern water dragon, and I really have a fascination for the water dragons. They have so many interesting things about them. The fact that they can stay underwater for so long, and they can actually take in the water and push it out of their skin, and they can trap the oxygen from the water in the skin and stay under for even longer. And as you can see, he's not shy, he's moving towards me. Another really interesting thing about the eastern water dragon is that they're one of the only dragons that can lose their tail and grow it back again, just like an iguana. And they're actually related to the iguana in the same subspecies and genus. That beautiful tubercles and crests. It's quite a unusually coloured male, this guy too. And they also have what's called a periantal eye, which is a translucent scale on top of the head, which is attached to an optic nerve and can actually pick up the shadows that go over the top of the sky from predators in the bird species. So yeah, a very interesting lizard. And the way their body's so laterally compressed that it moves it through the water so well. It's really our only true aquatic species of lizard. It's a beautiful, beautiful animal. And next up we have an amazing staple, the golden eastern water skink. And it's one of the first reptiles that most people encounter, and everyone that loves their herping, they've been brought up on the east coast of Australia anyway, with a lot of time spent as youngsters down the creek admiring the beautiful water skinks. Okay guys, we'll take a walk down this way. Some beautiful and endangered Cumberland Plains here, and it's some of the thicker bushland, so hopefully we might find a few reptiles out in this section with thicker bushland. Just got to watch out where you step, and the people even walking the track, you have to be really careful because a lot of snakes like to sun themselves on the edge of the track. And we're just walking down towards Kookaburra Foot Trail from Snake Alley. We've had a bit of luck out on Snake Alley, so we'll see how we go on Kookaburra Foot Trail. Sometimes get a few lace monitors and other reptiles down here, some eastern water dragons. So it's pretty warm at the moment, so we might be lucky if we see any reptiles out. A lot will be in hiding and in the shadier spots, but see how we go on the next stop. And this is a favourite of mine, the Kookaburra Foot Trail. A lot of birds along this section, and a lot of lace monitors as well. It's a really good spot. Get some red bellies, even brown snakes in this section too. So I'm going to take this for a bit of a walk down here. Some beautiful Cumberland Plains woodlands here, so well worth a look. That sclerophyll type of vegetation, it's beautiful. Just amazing place just here. What do you know? Found a lace monitor right here in the tree. Lace monitors in this place, they're actually quite prevalent. Get a large number of these guys down in Nurragingy Reserve, and this is just a juvenile one. Yeah, I might have to rip out the big camera and get some better footage. What an absolute beauty. The lace monitor of the Cumberland Plains, magnificent. Look at those colours and patterning. Okay, I'll get you some better footage. And this is a guy I like to call the King of the Cumberland. Not this particular fellow, he's only a juvenile, but the species themselves, Varanus varius, the lace monitor, or goanna. And they're the largest lizard on the Cumberland Plains, and they're one of the apex predators out here on the Cumberland Plains. A fully grown lace monitor. It's got very few predators. Probably a wedge-tail eagle would be the only thing that could take one of these guys, and probably be a juvenile, not a fully grown lace monitor. Be quite a task for any other animal. Yeah, and they're a very interesting animal, these ones too. They have an immunity to the brown snake, so that they actually feed on brown snakes a lot of the time because they're immune to the venom. What do we have up here on the track? It's like another lace monitor on Kookaburra Foot Trail. And it's that beaded scale pattern that you can see here that helps make them immune to attack from many different predators, including the brown snake. The brown snake's fangs aren't quite as long and as thick as some other snakes, so they really do have trouble to penetrate. That beaded scale pattern is like an armour on this lace monitor, and they have some nasty claws, a good bite and a good tail whip, so they're not to be messed with. And I wouldn't suggest to anyone to get too close to a lace monitor, because you never know. They are not an aggressive animal, but if you're near their nesting site or it's breeding season, yeah, you don't want to back them into a corner, that's for sure. Yeah, another interesting thing is how they nest these guys in the termite nest, and the eggs remain there for 8 months or so, all throughout winter, and the termite nests keep the eggs not only incubated, but they protect them from predation as well. It's probably why the lace monitor has thrived out on the Cumberland, because very hard to dig up the eggs, unlike the bearded dragons. So we might get out of here and have a look what we can find on the next stop. But yeah, an absolute bottler, this one. The lace monitor of the Cumberland Plains, and there's plenty here.
We'll take a walk into some bit further into the thicker bushland and see if we can find any more snakes and reptiles.
And there's a lot of noise from the birds in this section. And here we have a red wattle bird, likes to feed on little bugs and invertebrates, and also feeds on the nectar of the plants up here and the flowers. Yeah, here we go, lace monitor number 2. Just climbed up a tree near the creek just here, Kookaburra foot trail. Yeah, another juvenile, so quite a few juveniles down here too. See, what a ripper. Yeah, lace monitor number 2. Just down on Kookaburra foot trail. What do you know? It's my old mate, Kim. So we start to make our way back to the car after just an unreal day, absolutely superb day. And we see here we've got a Sydney Basin short-necked turtle and a Sydney long-necked turtle or snake-necked turtle, and they're quite happy to bask on the same log, and it's the world famous log of Nurragingy. We're going past, as you can see, in all its glory. It's an absolute mecca for wildlife, this place. So yeah, there was always a concern that the Sydney Basin short-necked turtles and the snake-necked turtles might not get along, but as you can see here, they have no problem at all with each other. So yeah, quite happy to coexist in the ecosystem and share food and logs, and yeah, it looks like they might be sharing a bit more than that, sharing a bit of love. That's great to see. But out on the Cumberland Plains, the world famous log, always something interesting. So definitely check out the world famous log of Nurragingy and the world famous pond. There's so many attractions down here, Kookaburra foot trail and the bird loop. But for now, this is the world famous log. Our next stop, it's a ripper. It's a sacred kingfisher, one of our migratory kingfishers that travels back and forward during the year to Indonesia and Papua New Guinea, Southeast Asia. And they're in a little bit of competition with the azure kingfishers, which move to different sections of the park when these guys come back from their migration. And they like to feed on all sorts of fish in the ponds here, and there's quite a different number of little fish and guppies in the ponds, and there's a heap of cicadas and different insects for them to feed on. We've got about 4 or 5 pairs nesting down at Nurragingy right now. And speaking of nesting, the beautiful olive-backed oriole. I can't believe I filmed these guys 2 days ago, and look at the size of the babies. They are huge. Yeah, they've put on so much size, it's unbelievable. Not almost too big for the nest. No doubt they'll be fledging soon from the nest. And that's the term they use when the birds leave the nest. And here's the mother tending to the young chicks. Does such a great job. She's tireless, and it's never ending, the quest to find food for the young chicks. And they're demanding, as they get bigger and they get older and stronger, they demand more and more food, and that means the utilization of more and more energy from this beautiful mother. And these are the olive-backed orioles. She'll be hunting for some soft invertebrates, and I think I just seen her pass a small caterpillar off just then. Looks like she got a bug in mid-air. How cool was that? And she's just feeding the small chicks here. So we're almost back to the car, but I just had to drop off here and check how the babies were going. We did see 3 of the babies yesterday, but can only see 2 here at the moment. And the survival rate's not great with small chicks and ducklings and other birds around the wetlands here. There's so much predation. And here's the beautiful mum. That's what the little babies are going to grow up to look like, and it won't be long before they look just like this beautiful mum. The olive-backed oriole, you can see that gorgeous gold olive all over the head, even stretching down to the chest, and those beautiful striated markings on the chest. Okay guys, we might hit the road. Let's get out of here, guys.
Hey guys, that's all we've got time for today on the Next Stop Wildlife Show Australia with Koozie the Caveman. Hope you join us tomorrow for more action and adventures all across the Cumberland and way beyond. So, good night from me. Hope you have a good night. I'll get out of here and I'll see you guys on Next Stop